Elena, how much are you looking forward to the challenge of welcoming Chelsea here to Celtic Park tomorrow night?
Very much. It's going to be a great game. We have a great team coming and to Celtic Park, so really looking forward for the challenge.
How much can the players take confidence in the fact that for 70 minutes against Real Madrid they put in a good performance and a positive performance?
I would say we know what we did against Real Madrid. We've been having a great run of games lately. I think there's a big confidence and a great mood within the team. So I think nothing else than they just look forward to the game and they're really excited to the challenge.
Kelly, how special is it knowing that you're going to lead your team out at Celtic Park on a Champions League night?
It's huge. The stuff dreams are made of. I come and watch the guys all the time playing the Champions League here, and it's an occasion like nothing else you could ever experience. To be doing it tomorrow night is genuinely a dream come true. I can't wait. I can't wait for it to be tomorrow, to be time to meet the group and to arrive and see what it's like. It's weird being in the stadium and seeing everything happening around about and knowing that it's the prep for our Champions League game. There's loads of people wandering about with UEFA lanyards on and all that. It's just mental. So a hugely proud moment and just can't wait.
When you're walking out that tunnel tomorrow, where do you think that moment will rank amongst your proudest in your career so far?
It's got to be up there. To see the Champions League, what do you call it? The Champions League branding everywhere. To walk out, to hopefully hear a big crowd cheer. To see my parents in the stand, my family, my grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins, a lot. It's got to be up there. It's a huge occasion, and yeah, just can't wait for it to be time.
Were you here last week for Leipzig?
Oh yeah, I was here. Of course I was here.
How much is that inspired the players coming here again?
It's unbelievable. I think last week was genuinely one of the best. I was here and I think quite a few of the players watched it together, which was probably quite nice because I was getting texts saying that they could hear the crowd through the television. Obviously the guys put on a great performance as well. So I think it's a game that we've all spoke about because it's the brilliance of the whole night, from the crowd to the performance. And yeah, I think if you were there last week, then you're absolutely dying to be here tomorrow night.
Had a few special days here, Kelly, winning leagues and bringing league titles back here and whatever. How much can you use the past experiences of playing at Celtic Park?
I think we have to because it's different. We don't play here every week, so it's good that we played the first game of the season here because I think it means everybody in the squad has experienced it. It's louder, I think against 20 it was very loud, but there's potential for it to be even louder tomorrow night, and it genuinely kind of does change the game because you can't communicate the way that you can usually communicate. And obviously, it's a bit of a mental game. You have to know what to expect to be able to go out and almost ignore it. It's brilliant, and at times you use it for energy when you need energy, but in the grand scheme of things, it is just 11v11 tomorrow, the same that it is any other game. As hard as that is to put into practice, it really is. And so to have had the whole team experience it before is definitely a positive, because otherwise it's I remember it being quite daunting when we did it for the first time and there was a huge crowd and it was very loud.
Kelly speaks about the noise there, Elena. Is that going to be a struggle for you to pass your message across?
It's like Chinese whispers.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think obviously I think we are all set about the game plan. I think the players know exactly what to do tomorrow. For me, I'm going to try to give them as much energy as possible from the sideline. I don't know if they're going to hear me, but I promise they're going to see my body language at least. I just, the support from the fans is just something I think is so important because it's going to be tough tomorrow. We have a huge respect for Chelsea as a team. I have a huge respect for the manager, Sonia. But like I've always said, when the whistle goes, it's like Kelly's saying, 11v11. It's a game that we want to make sure that we put the best performance in we're gonna try to win the game, and that's something that is gonna be all set for tomorrow.
You touch on Sonia there. She's by far one of the most respected female coaches in the game. She's just become the first to win 4 away games in the WSL. For you as a young female coach, how much do you look to her?
I think like looking at her, how she talks about the team and how she's perceived as a coach is something that I want to be perceived as well. She barely talks about herself. She always talks about the team, and that shows the leader she is. Obviously, I think we're only 3 female coaches in the competition in Champions League, and that's something that I want to see more of. I want to see more female coaches leading female teams, especially. So, yeah, she's a great role model for a lot of female coaches out there.
Just finally for me, she's leading a fantastic Chelsea side, the reigning WSL champions. Just how big a test is this tomorrow?
Well, I don't think we're going to have a bigger test than this. But like we've talked about within the team, like this is something we dreamed about, and this is something we really aimed for doing, and now we're here. So we're just going to enjoy the occasion and put the best performance we can do tomorrow.
Elena, how do you assess up here? Sorry.
Oh, there.
Wait a
I was
minute.
like,
Sorry.
where are you?
How do you assess the Champions League campaign so far after the first 2 matches?
It's always obviously been very tough, but I think we've grown into the competition, especially when it comes to being more brave and being more confident. And that's something that this experience has taught us. Is it's just a normal game. Like the occasion is huge. We know it now, but we still need to do what we can do, and that's playing football the way we play. And you could see that against Real Madrid, like we were confident enough to play. We got pressure on. We loved the pressure. We just showed no fear into what we want to do. And that's something that I want to grow more into this competition. And that's going to be obviously a huge test tomorrow. But this is something that we knew it's going to be. It's going to be tough, but we're going to learn, we're going to grow, and we're going to get stronger as a team from playing here.
Kelly, just for you as well, I mean, exposure to this level of competition, what has it done for you in the group already, even though it's only 2 games in the group stages and there's plenty more to come? Have you seen that growth in and amongst the players as well?
Yeah, I think it's confidence. You know, we play the teams in our league so many times each year. Obviously, when you first play them at the start of a new year and everybody's got new signings, there's a little bit of a question mark, but really you kind of know what to expect and you know the level that you're at playing against them. When you go away and test yourself in the Champions League, it's totally different. You have no idea who you're playing against until you do the analysis that week. You've never played against them before. I think the biggest respect the biggest praise I can give the girls is the difference between the 20 game and the Real Madrid game. I think against 20, I don't think we defended well, but I think against Real Madrid you could see that after 1 game already we were so much more confident on the ball. You know, off the ball, we know that everybody will work hard and everybody will put their body on the line for the team. That just comes with playing for a team, any team, but in particular for playing for Celtic, you've got to do that. That's always number one. But we really grew in confidence on the ball, and I think even in recent games in the league, you can see that confidence, the 1-2 touch football around the edge of the box in particular. No, we played some really nice football against Motherwell. I thought even against Queen's Park and again against Glasgow City the weekend. So yeah, I definitely think the big thing within the group is the amount of confidence you can take. If you could go away and compete with Real Madrid for 70-75 minutes, then if you play well in the league, then you're going to do your job and get 3 points.
Elena, can I just ask you about Caitlin Hayes? There was a bit of speculation that she might have been suspended by the club.
I think my answer's always been that she's been resting, and that's the same answer I'm going to give you because she's not been suspended.
So there was no formal or informal suspension by the club?
I think you can trust me when I say that she's not been suspended. She's been resting.
Is there a reason why she would need to be rested?
I mean, like, if that's a reason that she's been resting, then there's a reason. But that's something that, I don't want to talk about, but she's been resting and she's been back, she's been training, so there's no issues about that.
Because there seemed to be a bit of chat that maybe there had been some dispute with you about certain things. Is there no substance to that?
She's been back in training, everything is fine, she's been resting.
And so she'll be in the squad for Wednesday night's game?
Yes, she's been resting and then she's back. There's nothing else to talk about.
Sorry, Jessica.
I was just going to say, you touched on just how big of a test this is. What are some of the things, the aspects of the game that you think that the girls will need to get right if they want to, possibly pick up a point or even 3 here?
I mean, like for us, we've been talking about it, like it's gonna be a huge test because of the quality team they have. Like it's gonna be amazing to see some of the best players in the whole world coming to Celtic Park, playing here, and the girls getting experience to play against high quality players like that. We know our main job is gonna be to really try to take the threats away as much as possible. But something we've learned from Real Madrid as well is, when we're in possession is when we create chances, how we can execute it better, because we will probably get some chances, and that's always going to be about how well we can do that to get something more from the game, because defending a lot takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of focus, and then when we have the ball is how can we execute it better so that energy can stay higher, and because it's not the most fun to defend all the time, and that's something that I think that we've been talking within the group is we know how to create better chances now, and that's something we're going to try to focus on tomorrow.
Chelsea are a team that like to have a lot of the ball, but of course so are Celtic. Going against tough opponents like this, do you kind of have to prepare for having less of the ball maybe?
Yeah, and we've been talking about it, like when we go through the game plan, our principles never change. It's more about adapting that we need to defend more than we usually do. But the girls have been doing amazing. You can see how well we defend against 20, how well we defend against Real Madrid. And then like Kelly's saying, like the progress of us being more confident with the ball was a huge step for us that we showed in Real Madrid. And I was so proud, and I'm still so proud. And that's something I can look forward for tomorrow is I really want them to go out at Paradise and be confident and be brave and enjoy the moment.
And Kelly, just from a player's perspective, how are the girls feeling and how's yourself feeling? Are you feeling confident for tomorrow?
There's no point in not being confident. What have we got to lose? An amazing occasion for us to enjoy. Anybody that looks at the fixtures only got one outcome in their head, and it's our job to try and do our best to give ourselves the opportunity to make that prediction wrong. We know we're playing against some of the best players in the world, but it's the challenge that everybody will embrace. There's no point in saying you want to play Champions League and then hoping that you get a draw that has nobody like Chelsea in it. You really want to play these big games, these big occasions. It's something that we can enjoy tomorrow and we can learn from after it. So I think everybody is just excited. Like I say, there's no point in feeling any other emotion.
Thank you.
Elena, you mentioned on Sunday how little time you have to prepare between all the games at the moment, and I'm just wondering, when you've got such big games like the game against Chelsea coming up, what are you able with the coaching staff to do in your training? What are you prioritising in training?
Obviously, we had a great game against Glasgow City, went to extra time and everything, so had to change the schedule a little bit when it comes to the training. So it's been obviously hard when it comes to trying to get all the good parts and making the game plan as easy as possible for the girls. But I need to highlight what they're doing because they take everything on board and then they execute it really, really well. But yeah, it's been busy, but this is what I wanted from the start, so I'm just enjoying it as well. But I can just say that the coaching staff, like how well structure I found within the coaching staff and how we help each other has been great. We're doing everything together, and that's something that has helped everything to be much easier. But obviously we need to adapt to certain things. But I think we're doing pretty well.
Kelly, obviously Elena mentioned there, not ideal to have to play 120 minutes and then win the game on penalties on Sunday, but because you did it in that fashion, there was a real buzz about the place afterwards. Is that carried on, and is that sort of buzz still in the dressing room for?
Yeah, it takes a while for a buzz after a game like that to disappear. And like you say, 120 minutes wasn't ideal, but to then win it in the fashion that we won it almost negates the negativity of the 120 minutes. The buzz after the game with players and with fans was brilliant. The atmosphere Sunday night afterwards when we were all eating was brilliant, and then it's carried into today, and I'm pretty sure into yesterday, and I'm pretty sure it'll be the same today. There is nothing quite like a penalty shootout win.
And yours was very cool, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't feel that cool.